Welcome to Pixel. I'm Decoy. And this week we're checking out Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic. Now I'm pretty excited about this one. I owned it back in the day. I bought it again when they put it on backward compatibility, and now I get to share it with all of you because it's on Game Pass. This is easily one of the best Star Wars games ever made, period. Now, if you do go back to play it, one of the first things you're going to notice is these black bars on both sides of the screen. And while they can be annoying, eventually you're going to be so into the game that you're going to forget all about those black bars and how you've missed work and you've been ignoring people's phone calls. And odds are you probably got fired. That's what one of those phone calls were. But it won't matter because you're on your way to becoming a Sith Lord. Or possibly, a Jedi to save the galaxy. But who wants to do that? You want to go evil. That's where all the fun is. Now, story-wise, the game has an awesome story. And yes, you very well, you can play the good guy and be a Jedi and have a nice, happy ending. Because that's what it's all about. Or you can become a Sith Lord and take over the galaxy and rule with an iron fist. Which sounds a lot freaking cooler. I think I'm going to go with ruling the galaxy. Now, as for combat, it might look a little weird. And occasionally you do weird things like run over to a dead body. But you just kind of get over it. Now, the combat is basically turn-based, even though it doesn't quite look like it. It's turn-based. And that's fine. It works perfectly well for this game. The only thing that might get you is when it shows the white button or the black button, since we don't have those anymore, unless you have a Duke controller, but that's a very select group of people. Now, it's moved those buttons to the left bumper and the right bumper, and honestly, I feel that's a good trade. I'd much rather be using bumpers than white and black buttons. Now, let's move on to leveling up. That is the next logical step for us. Now, when you level up, you can choose for the game to automatically level you up and pick stuff, or you can choose what you want. Now, when you go in, you can look, see, well, I'm not really sure. You can have the game recommend something, and it'll throw your points into whatever. Now, for the sake of the video, I'm just going to agree with what it's saying. But let's move on to force powers, because that's really what we all care about, right? So there's a decent amount of both light and dark side powers. And one thing to note is if you're rocking dark side and you use a light side power, it's going to cost you more force or willpower, whatever, to use it. And if you're light side using dark side, that's going to cost you more as well. Now you get bored of everything though, you can go play Pisaq. And this is a card game that works kind of like Blackjack, except your goal is to hit 20, and you have a hand of 4 cards that you can use to manipulate the value. You can either increase it, decrease it, or you have cards that let you choose between one or the other. So it is really cool. It's a simple game, and it can win you some money. Now, you don't want to do that? Why not go and enter a swoop bike race? Now, it's not really a race as in you're racing other people, but your competitors have already clocked certain times and you got to try to beat their time. Now, this looks pretty easy, and honestly, once you get the hang of it, it's not too bad, but if you hit anything, it's going to run your time. You're just screwed after that, and you're going to have to do it all over again. But it is a nice break from all the random bullcrap. Now, on to your ship, the Ebon Hawk, the coolest ship ever. Okay, maybe not ever, but it is up there at the top of the list of coolest ships. So let's look at the map real quick. There are several different planets you can travel to while playing the game, and you don't have to go to them in any particular order. You choose. Now, real quick, I'm going to kind of be quiet a little bit, because the next clip is my favorite character ever, and I want him to have some peace and quiet while he's talking.
Statement. HK-47 is ready to serve, Master.
You don't need to call me Master, you know.
Query. Don't I? I was under the assumption that organic meatbags such as yourself enjoyed such forms of address.
Organic meat bags?
Retraction. Did I say that out loud? I apologize, Master. While you are a meatbag, I suppose I should not call you such.
You just called me meatbag again.
Explanation. It's just that you have all these squishy parts, Master, and all that water. How the constant sloshing doesn't drive you mad, I have no idea.
Neither do I, come to think of it.
Statement. Now do you understand the travails of my existence, Master? Surely it does not compare to your existence, but still.
I survived somehow.
Commentary. As do I. It is our lot in life, I suppose, Master. Shall we find something to kill to cheer ourselves up?
Ugh, good old HK-47. Easily my favorite character in Star Wars. On to my final verdict. If you've got Game Pass and you haven't played this, play it. If you have played it, screw it, play it again. If you don't have Game Pass, think the game's like 15 bucks, buy it. You know what, doesn't matter what the price is, you're going to pay it, meatbag. It's worth it. Hopefully you've enjoyed this. Please remember to like, sub, and share. Later.